declared their undying love within minutes of meeting her, claiming to be struck by her luminous beauty and charm. Others appeared more interested in her breeding capabilities than her feelings, while a few were clearly enamoured of the size of her dowry. Yet all became peevish and annoyed when she refused them, leaving Catherine to wonder if this choice her mother had fought so hard to give her was more burden than gift. Her parents continued arguing. The louder the McKenna bellowed, the quieter and more tightly controlled her mother spoke. Their squabbling barely registered in Catherine's mind. 'Twas a common occurrence for her parents to bicker, and even more common for them to hastily retreat to the privacy of their bedchamber once the matter had been resolved. Once she was old enough to be aware of it, this unrelenting passion between the pair had fascinated Catherine. She had witnessed it time and again, along with the joy, laughter, love and respect that somehow never wavered between the couple. Her eldest brother, Malcolm, always said that their parents were bound together by a thread so strong that no matter how hard it was pulled, it never seemed to break. Malcolm and her second eldest brother, James, appeared to be on the road to achieving a similar relationship with their own wives, furthering Catherine's dreams of one day creating this type of marriage for herself. All she needed was the right husband. Was it Sir Hamish? Catherine lifted her gaze to the heavens and whispered a prayer of hope, then felt a stab of guilt for such a selfish request. There were far more serious matters in this world for the Almighty to be troubled with than her happiness. The squabbling between her parents abruptly ceased. The McKenna paced restlessly about the chamber, while Lady Aileen pinned her husband with a scathing look. He stilled suddenly, signalling that he had succeeded in bringing his agitation under control. Her mother relaxed her stare and turned toward Catherine. Smiling, Lady Aileen reached over and stroked the stray wisps on her daughter's temple that had escaped her braid. Catherine's tresses were one of her most striking features, streaks of red, the same shade as her mother's, mixed in with the darker brown hues of her father. Catherine was in truth a combination of both her parents, physically and emotionally. She hoped she carried the best of each, yet was honest enough to admit she possessed her mother's strong, vibrant spirit and her father's unrepentant desire to have his own way in all matters. "'Tis settled?" Catherine asked, her voice unusually timid. She glanced anxiously from one parent to the other. "I'll marry Sir Hamish." The McKenna nodded firmly, yet waited for her mother to announce the decision. "Aye," Lady Aileen proclaimed. "We'll send a message to Laird Drummond this very afternoon." Catherine bit back the urge to sigh. If her mother sensed any hesitation, she would pounce, and the business of a husband would remain unsettled until the spring, or longer. Nay, 'twas past time that she moved forward with her life. Being a wife, and hopefully, God willing, a mother one day, was what Catherine desired. If all went according to plan, then it appeared she was finally going to have a chance to fulfill those dreams. 2 days later, an impressive contingent of McKenna retainers set out for Drummond Castle. Catherine and her mother, along with several female servants, rode in the centre of the long column, surrounded by the fiercest of the McKenna warriors. Her father rode at the front, leading his men, her youngest brother Graham at his side. At her father's insistence, they had gotten an early start, leaving before the sun rose, thus ensuring they would arrive at their destination before darkness prevailed. The McKenna set a gruelling pace, yet Catherine and her mother, as well as their female servants, had no difficulty keeping up with the McKenna warriors. Their mounts were among the finest horseflesh in Scotland, bred for speed and endurance. Lady Aileen had chosen her female companions wisely, taking those who had skill with hair, clothing and riding. She had always relished the opportunity to show her husband and her clansmen that women were as capable as men in many areas of life. Despite the fast pace and cold temperature, Catherine found the journey enjoyable. They rode beneath a cloudless blue sky, and her fur-lined cloak protected her from the biting wind. Her eyes glinted with pleasure at the sight of the snow-capped mountains in the distance. The ethereal beauty of the stark landscape intrigued her, and she drank in her surroundings with interest. She had been raised with far